The Titanic collision saga, Hulk vs. Kong, continues. The last act ended with Hulk and Kong pausing their fight, both exhausted and wounded, but with unwavering determination, as the ground began to tremble violently and a strong, mysterious light emanated from the center of the black jungle, capturing their attention. Titanic collision saga, Hulk vs. Kong, Act 3. The pulsating light in the center of the black jungle wasn't just a visual phenomenon. It was a living force, a primordial energy that resonated with the raw power of the two titans. Hulk and Kong, once mortal enemies, now found themselves united in their confusion and a reluctance to combat the new threat. With each pulse, the light intensified, drawing complex patterns in the air, almost like an ancient language unfolding before them. The ground's trembling increased, no longer like the seismic waves of their battle, but like the heartbeat of something colossal awakening from the Earth's depths. The trees around the light source began to bend and disintegrate, not by force, but absorbed by this unknown energy. A low hum, almost inaudible at first, grew, transforming into a grave lament that seemed to come from within the very consciousness of Hulk and Kong, a sound that spoke to them of a danger beyond their comprehension. Kong, with his keen intelligence, was the first to react. His eyes, which moments ago gleamed with battle fury, now held a mix of caution and recognition. He let out a low roar, but not of defiance, rather of warning, directed not at Hulk, but at the imminent threat emanating from the light. He took a hesitant step back, his primal instinct warning him of a force for which his brute strength and agility might not be enough. Hulk, in turn, felt the gamma energy within him react violently to the new presence. It was a familiar sensation of power, but distorted, wild, almost as if another gamma entity was trying to claim dominance over his own fury. He roared in response to Kong's warning, a sound more of frustration and confusion than aggression, his fists still clenched, but no longer ready to attack his former opponent. Their gazes met again, not in defiance, but in a silent recognition that the fight between them had been a mere prelude to something much grander. The light then reached an unbearable crescendo, and from the epicenter of the energy, something began to emerge. It wasn't a creature of flesh and blood, but a manifestation of pure energy and form, a colossal entity made of pulsating light and ethereal shadows. Its form was vaguely humanoid, but its scale was immense, surpassing even that of Hulk and Kong. Its eyes, black holes within the glow, fixed on the two titans with an intensity that seemed to penetrate their souls. There was no obvious hostility, but rather an overwhelming presence that sucked the energy and life from the surrounding forest, transforming it into ash and diffuse light. The entity did not attack, it merely existed, and its mere presence was an existential threat. The air became thin, the ground cracked further, and the trees that still resisted turned into mere twisted skeletons before disappearing completely, leaving a pulsating void where life once thrived. The grave lament transformed into a resonant chant, filling the Titans' minds with visions of an ancient world and forgotten power. Hulk and Kong felt their own powers being tested. Hulk's energy, which once bubbled beneath his skin, now seemed to be pulled outwards, drained by this entity. He roared in protest, his emerald body pulsing in a desperate effort to retain his own strength. Kong, in turn, felt an unusual weakness in his muscles, his vision momentarily blurring, causing him to stagger. Both were vulnerable in a way they had never experienced before. This wasn't a fight of punches and claws, it was a battle for their very essence, for the energy that propelled them. Hulk's fury was impotent against the drainage, and Kong's agility was useless against a form that could not be touched. The light entity extended one of its translucent hands towards Hulk and Kong, not in a gesture of attack, but of absorption. A shimmering current of energy stretched from its palm, aiming directly at the two titans. Hulk, instinctively, tried to deliver a punch, but his fist passed through the ethereal form without effect, feeling the energy being pulled from his arm. Kong tried to dodge, but the current of light was too fast, grasping him and beginning to pull his vital energy. It was clear that neither brute force nor cunning would be enough. They needed a new strategy, a way to confront the intangible, the immaterial. Their gazes, filled with a new urgency, met. For the first time, there was no animosity, only a grim understanding of the shared threat. The fate of the Black Jungle, and perhaps much more, now depended on two mortal enemies finding a way to fight together. Comment: what do you think this mysterious light entity is? And how can Hulk and Kong, two rivals, unite to face a threat so different from anything they've ever seen? Leave your theories. Remember, here you decide.